Okay. So we had said that, David, you can look at it afterwards. I don't want you to miss the Ramah. Okay. We had said that if, let's say it was Rosh Chodesh and it was Chanukah, so you read 4 aliyahs. So the Mechaber had said if they mistakenly they read all 4 aliyahs from the first Sefer Torah and they took out a second Sefer Torah, you read a 5th aliyah from the second Sefer Torah, because if you don't, what do people say? It would be a disrespect for the Sefer Torah, because they'll say, you know why we're not using the second Sefer Torah, because it's possible. Therefore, you read a 5th aliyah. Okay? Now the question is, what about if you read from the first Sefer Torah Chanukah and you don't read whatsoever for Rosh Chodesh? Right? What do? Rather than first reading Rosh Chodesh, you read Chanukah reading first. Right? We said you're supposed to read 3 for Rosh Chodesh. The 4th aliyah is for Chanukah. They started to read Chanukah. So Chanukah you only read 3. Tzorach lahafsik likros b'shel Rosh Chodesh. Immediately you interrupt and you read the Rosh Chodesh reading. It's Rosh Chodesh. Todi sheinu todi, which takes precedence. Rosh Chodesh. Vim tzorach levorach al kriyas Rosh Chodesh ayin le'el sim kuf mem. Okay, let's see Mishna Berura.
And you read it from the Torah that you were reading.
Well, it depends when you realize. You know, when you realize what happened. But speaking, you realize you were in the middle of the reading. You didn't put the Sefer Torah away. Let's see. He says, "Ayin ber alocha." Doesn't make a difference. Here, Vim tov yischil tzorch la'apsik ber alocha. Ayin Mishna Berura b'meshek sav mishem ataz decholik al zeu posek demikei mishe hischil likros b'shel Chanukah tzorch ligmer hakohen b'shel Chanukah. Hear this. So we're talking about the first Sefer Torah, the first aliyah. The Balkori starts reading Chanukah. Let's say they had 2 Sefer Torah. Instead of taking the first, which was rolled to Rosh Chodesh, they took the second, which was Chanukah. And the Balkori starts reading Chanukah. And they called up, it's middle of the aliyah of the Kohen. And they read 2 psukim. At that moment, they realized they made a mistake. What do you do at that moment? Do you interrupt and start immediately reading Rosh Chodesh? That's what he speaks about. The Kohen Aliyah should finish at Chanukah. Let him finish his Aliyah. If they hadn't yet read 3 psukim of Chanukah, so it's not 3, that means it's not considered an Aliyah yet. Right? You have to have minimally 3 psukim that it should be valued as an Aliyah. Yafsik be'emtza, you interrupt immediately. V'yikru b'shel Rosh Chodesh, dimkora gimu psukim, mod das ataz, v'vorach hakohen brocha achrona, v'yikru la'acherim b'shel Rosh Chodesh. If he already read 3 psukim, so you read sufficient, it's an aliyah. So if you read the aliyah, you end there, then you call up the subsequent aliyahs. But if you only read 2, so it's not called an aliyah yet, but factually you're reading the wrong thing now. So then, the Aliyah Rabbah says, you interrupt. V'ein tzorach la'az likro shel Chanukah. Chemitzadik tzas b'sefer Moroktzio, b'kol mokum har b'achronim, u'mchom gam mogen avrom, b'sim kuf mem b'sofo, hodu la'aloch g'divri ataz. That the Taz, they agreed to that, they concur with the Taz, that if you read 3 psukim, that if you didn't read 3 psukim, you finish up Chanukah for that aliyah. Okay? Kev she'ischul b'shel Chanukah tzorch ligmer ha'kohen b'shel Chanukah b'sefer Torah, zu v'akach yikru b'sefer Torah acheres b'shel Rosh Chodesh. And I'm the same. Somebody said, but you can't be goler. You're not goler. You read that first aliyah completed in the first Sefer Torah, close it, take out the second Sefer Torah, read Rosh Chodesh. That's what he says. Va'af shebsim pirish magravam tam divrei amo b'kol kol halocha b'varei daito the haschola nikra shehiskil levorech habrocha. Hainu she'oma brocha to Hashem aval lo hiskil levorech. He says, let's aval lo hiskil. He says something interesting. Let's say he took out the Sefer Torah mistakenly of Chanukah. Call up the Kohen. He says, Baruch Hu Hashem and Baruch. He says that's not the beginning of the aliyah. He has to say Baruch to Hashem. If he already had to say Baruch to Hashem, you can't just put away the Sefer Torah. You started to use the Sefer Torah. So then you read the Chanukah aliyah for the Kohen. You read the Chanukah aliyah for the Kohen, as he says. The Hainu Shoma Baruch to Hashem of Muhiskal Levorech. Avshin is damin biyodam ose shu mesukan l'Chanukah. Ein lo lochush l'zil kuli alma. Let's say they didn't even. They open up the Sefer Torah and they realize they took out the wrong Sefer Torah. They close it, take the other Sefer Torah there, they read Rosh Chodesh. No. Let's say nothing. Let's make it simple. Mistakenly, they take out some shuls. They have a tag on it, like with a chain. Chanukah, Rosh Chodesh, whatever it is. They put the wrong tag on the wrong Sefer Torah. Right, Ernie? That's when you were a gabbai, right? Okay, so they took out the Chanukah Sefer Torah, but it turned out it was Rosh Chodesh. Right? Instead of Rosh Chodesh, it was Chanukah. They open it up. The Valkyrie looks at it. He says, "It's the wrong Sefer Torah. What do you do?" Everybody agrees. You close it, take the second Sefer Torah, right? Because they didn't start whatsoever. And he says, "What's starting?" The Kohen said, "Baruch atah Hashem." Okay. V'iglu b'sefer acheres shotzi l'shem Rosh Chodesh. See, the question is, but what about pagam? What do people say? Why they close the first Sefer Torah? Of course, it's possible. So he says he's addressing that. Vein kan pagam the Sefer Torah zo. It's not you. It's casting aspersion. Wait, came sheyikru ba achka, because facts they're going to read from it afterwards. They're just putting it aside for the moment to read Rosh Chodesh to getting back to it. The other one is you're not going to read from it whatsoever. Then it appears as if it's possible. Because it's Rosh Chodesh. Mistakenly, they took out they opened the Chanukah Sefer. No. Let's make it simple. They didn't read anything. They opened up the Sefer Torah. The Balkari sees it's the wrong Sefer Torah. You close it, put it aside. You read Rosh Chodesh. You finish the 3 Aliyahs Rosh Chodesh. Hagba Glila. You take the second. Okay, that's simple. Tell. First Aliyah. Let's say the Chanukah. Close it, put it aside. Read Rosh Chodesh. No, you read 4. You're reading anyway Rosh Chodesh, you read 1 Chanukah. It's 3 Rosh Chodesh, it's just a question of the order. You made a mistake. The Kohen got the Chanukah Aliyah instead of the Yisrael getting the Chanukah Aliyah. Not 4. You don't have to read. So you read.
So now you read already 1 is a Chanukah Aliyah. So the next...
Again, let's make it straight. Let's make it straight. Okay? You count 1 through 4, you have 4, right? So normally you have 3 Aliyahs. Normally the reading for Rosh Chodesh is 4 Aliyahs. But on Chanukah it's 3 Aliyahs. The whole reading is 3. So we're doing the same thing here. Instead of the Chanukah Aliyah that I would have read, I gave to the Kohen. Now what I would have read between 3 Aliyahs, I spread over the Levi and the 2 Yisraelim. Right? That's simple. That's what we're doing. We're just not going in the order of priority. Of course, yeah, then you have to be Golan Sefer Torah, no question.
Well, we don't repeat the Chanukah.
No, there's no reason. Because the only reason, why does Chanukah go at the end? Because Torah Sheni Torah Torah Kodesh. So it's a valid reading. It's a valid reading. It's not you're reading, it's supposed to be Zosa Brocha and you're reading Bracious. We're not talking about that. There you're reading the wrong reading. No. Separate discussion. Here, the Balkori doesn't know what he's doing. The one who gets the Aliyah, he only knows what they tell him. They say, this is it. He looks, and he has in mind to say the bracha and what they're going to read. The other is something else. It's supposed to be Rosh Chodesh, and they open up to a reading which is more 3 Amudim, which is still covered. And they say, read here. We're going to read here. And then also the Balkari, he showed him the wrong place. There's a whole discussion where you have to say another bracha. Okay? That's a whole different discussion. To be continued.